this thing is bright. There. Now I can see me and y'all can see me and I don't look like some creep in the dark. So let's see, what day is this? This is Saturday. It is Saturday the 9th. 9 is a completion number. Yesterday we had the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal, if you're wondering, in the sign of Leo, that's also a constellation. There is a what they call Lyrian portal. The Lyrians are a extraterrestrial species that are related to cats. See, my hair kind of looks cute like this. I like see, that's why I had it shaved at one point in time, but I'm gonna just keep it fluffy on this side and I'm gonna just slick it down on this side. But yeah, Mercury is about to leave retrograde. Yay! Mercury is about to leave retrograde because if you think anything or anybody can come in and stir some shit up, it's Mercury. Nothing new. You know, that's why I am coming on to talk this morning, because tomorrow is the last day again, yay, for Mercury retrograde. For a long time, I was concerned about speaking on anything. I made a decision yesterday during the Lionsgate portal that I'm not going to fear speaking on whatever I want to speak on, because I feel like I have been silenced for a very long time, and I feel like it was a personal silencing, because whenever I got ready to speak, which is now, I needed to make sure that I was in a accurate mental and spiritual existence with my physical body. I posted my mugshot, one of my mugshots. That's from 2012. I posted my mugshot. I had to really pray about that. You know, I had some people come to me recently and sit down with me and ask me certain questions about myself in the entertainment industry, you know, and they basically said, you know, you might want to go ahead and talk about some things before others are given the chance to. So that's basically what I'm doing. I posted that mugshot. It's a great mugshot. Let's talk about the mugshot. So that happened in February 2012. That was right after my nose was broken. So if you look at that mugshot, you can actually, that was before I had the surgeries on my face to reconstruct my face. So I, of course, hey, Deadly Daisy, what's going on? Yeah, we'll get into that too. We had a battle last night, a test run between myself and Roxy Red, of who I'm really, really looking forward to speaking with. She is beautiful. I haven't ever met her, haven't ever spoken to her, but she's gorgeous and she has a great voice. She sings and the vocals, mwah, the vocals are clear vocals, and if I'm gonna work with any woman in the industry on a track that sings, that's the one that I would work with, because her voice is real. You feel me? This is an arrest that occurred right after my face was smashed in, before the kidnapping, because I was kidnapped, and after the first cycle of my domestic violence relationship. It was a fresh break. Okay, it was a fresh break. So if you look in that picture, you can actually tell several things. I'm very, very exhausted in that picture. You know, with being a domestic violence survivor, I also worked in the sex industry. I started working in the sex industry at age 17. Right after I graduated, I got my GED. So I started working in the sex industry at 17. And, you know, when I say sex industry, I mean like sex industry. You know, it's all boiling down to the same thing. Trafficking is trafficking. You know, prostitution is prostitution, but there's different levels to it, and I was on the upper echelon of the sex industry, so there was a lot of money, there was a lot of drugs, a lot of parties, you know, met a lot of people, you know, and of course all of those people will remain nameless. But that was big time sex industry. Was actually going to go to California to work in the porn industry, and was doing some porn here. This is before OnlyFans. So this is when you still had to, you know, get your stuff from underground. Okay. And this is before OnlyFans. So this is like around the same time, where we had the Craigslist killer. Okay, you know, that was during that same time period. And so all of us in that particular industry were taking a lot of really high risks whenever we would advertise. And, you know, most of it was basically word of mouth, but it was a lot of fucking money. It was a lot of fucking money. And with a lot of fucking money comes a lot of fucking problems. For real. And you know, fortunately for me, now that I can be more candid about everything, I'll just feed you little bits and pieces, you feel what I'm saying? But that's really where it started. 17 years old. Okay. No regrets, absolutely no regrets, but you know, that mugshot, if that was 2012, we could do the math. I'm 39 now, so I was in my mid-20s in that picture. You know, so I worked the sex industry from 17 till about I want to say about 30. Okay. Maybe 20, 28, 29, 30, somewhere in there. And fortunately for me, I was able to squirrel my money into an account, because when it was time for me to, you know, they say you hustle until it's time for you to not hustle, basically. And when it came time for me to go, okay, I did what I came in here to do, and, you know, didn't make it to the top, you feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, if you look at individuals that worked the sex industry like Bunny XO, big salute and shout out to Bunny XO, because if it wasn't for her, if it was not for Bunny XO, women like me would still be silenced. But Bunny XO came to the forefront and started speaking for women on behalf of us who worked the sex industry. And so, you know, let's go back to the mugshot. Let's talk about that mugshot. I had just had my face smashed in the first time. And I was tired. I was in my mid-20s. It was 2012. I was tired, and I just really remember like going, hey, I just want to go lay down. That's what I told the warden when they brought me in that time. I really just wanted to go lay down. And my cellmates thought that I was in there for something like murder, but it was, you know, not murder. And but it was not a small deal either. You know, because like I said, more money, more problems. So with that, there's the beginning for y'all. There's the beginning for y'all. And I am blessed because here I am. I just remember wanting to have my own apartment, you know, because when I was 17, this is before I had kids. So thank you very much. And when I was 17, I really just wanted my own apartment. And so I did I did what I needed to do to get where I needed to get. Kids happened in the middle of that. That's a whole other story. I still have my children. Big shout out to Marshall Mathers, because, you know, if I was a criminal, how could I raise a little girl? And I have my little girl, and I have, my little girl, God, she's almost grown, and I have my son who is going to be 18 this year. And thankfully, even though it was one of those situations that was not the best situation, it did what I needed it to do to get me to where I am with me and my kids. Because when I was 17 and first got into it, I, didn't ever expect kids, but I had kids. And of course, they're the reason why, they're the reason why. Even when I started doing what I needed to do to get where I wanted to go, and even though I didn't get where I wanted to go, whatever reason, God kept me from going to California, because I was literally on my way to the bus station, like right before that arrest happened, to go to California to actually be in the porn, like the legitimate above ground porn industry. But something kept me from doing that, and here I am now, and I have everything that I need, everything is being handled accordingly. I'm very, very grateful. So for all of y'all who have really just wondered, like, what the fuck is up with this white girl? Well, while y'all were rapping, I was making money. While y'all were in y'all's teenage years, and while y'all were rapping in your teenage years, and while y'all were rapping in your early 20s, I was making money. I was making money, and I have no regrets. So anyway, yeah. Nose had just been broken, was real tired in that picture, but I'm just not gonna hide any longer. I'm not gonna hide any longer. And I have Bunny XO to thank for that. And, that's a blessing. She's a huge blessing, and I can't wait to meet her. I can't wait to meet her. So anyway, y'all, coffee and kittens. My kitten is an asshole. He decided to pee on my bed last night, so I'm up early doing laundry, because my kitten is an asshole. So anyway, that's basically it. We're gonna get into it. Shout out to Deadly DZ Radio. Again, last night we had our test run for the underground battles. Let's get it. Let's go. And I was up against a R&B pop hip hop singer named Roxy Red, and I cannot fucking wait to meet her as well. That I feel like that's gonna go really, really well. She is just amazing. From what I heard last night, her vocals are beautiful, and she looks like she has that vibe of, hey, we're in the industry, not the sex industry anymore, thank God, but we're in the music industry, and on a level of fuck around and find out, we can work with one another, because that's what it's supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be all this competition, and now you see why I have a lack of empathy for any type of competition. I'm just saying. So with that being said and revealed, the big reveal, come here, kitten. The big reveal. With all that being said, bitch, I'm alive. I'm fucking alive. Oh my God. Mimzy, you were in the sex industry? Holy shit. How could we miss that? Because I ain't fucking tell y'all, but now I'm telling you. So salute. I'll holler at y'all later.